The team news is in for game week 10, so in this video I'm going to be revealing my final team. I'm going to discuss any transfer plans that I've got. I've got 2 free transfers available, so I'm definitely using one, and one of them might be on Mitrovic. I'll discuss him later on in the video. Building from the back, I'm starting Ward over Leno. He's got a nice easy fixture this game week against Bournemouth away. The Patience was finally awarded last game week where he got an 8-pointer, and he's actually doubled Pope's points since the game week 8 wildcard, so I'm happy that I saved that money, and that points per million is much higher at the minute. Moving on to the back line, I've got 3 attacking defenders for a nice high ceiling. James has got Wolves at home, which is a decent fixture. Likewise for Cancelo, who's got Southampton at home, but I'm planning to sell him for blank game week 12 and shifting him on to Trent regardless of his form. From that point onwards, I believe he's the best premium defender, especially with Liverpool's fixtures. And completing the defence is Trippier against Brentford at home. It's an alright fixture, yeah he's up against Ivan Toney, but I've got to start him because on the bench I've got Nico Williams against Villa at home. I really don't want to be starting a Forest defender, and Patterson's injured against United anyway. To be fair, I was really lucky with him last game week. He came off before Newcastle conceded, and that retained his clean sheet. Moving on to the midfield, I've got Maddison against Bournemouth away, and after last game week I'm feeling really optimistic. So far since the game week 8 wildcard, he's really paid off. Next up is Saka, and you'll see later on in the transfer section that I'm actually going to sell him. Yeah, he's got Liverpool at home, but their form could change at any point, and there's a player that I really want to bring in that's got brilliant fixtures. You'll see that in that section as well. Another thing to consider is Arsenal's blanking game week 12. I wanted to sell him before that anyway. As for his teammate Martinelli, he's going to stay for the blank because I've got so much money tied up on him. I don't mind benching a player that I paid 6 million for, just for one game week, but when I've got 4 players from Arsenal and City, a few of them are quite expensive, it's not worth it, it's better off spreading the funds and getting a bigger upside that game week. And the last player in midfield is Bowen. I'm so glad that I kept the faith in him on the game week 8 wildcard. He's got a nice easy fixture against Fulham at home this game week, and with Mitrovic probably being injured, it looks like it's going to be even easier because West Ham should get on the front foot more than they would have done if he was playing. Up front, of course, is the robot himself, Haaland. I captained him last game week, which was obviously successful, and I think it goes without saying he's the best captain this game week against Southampton at home, so there won't be a best captain video this game week. The second forward is Kane. He's up against Brighton away. This used to be a difficult fixture from an attacking perspective, but now Potter's gone, I don't think it's going to be too difficult. He's staying in my team because he's probably going to be my captain in game week 11 when City play Liverpool, and then I'm going to keep him for game week 12 because City blank in that game week as well. And lastly is Mitrovic. We got an update on his injury from Marco Silva's press conference yesterday. It was confirmed that it's not a serious injury. He is still a doubt, but they're going to test him before this fixture, and they said that he's definitely available for Bournemouth in the next game. With that information, I think it's worth starting him because he's either going to get 0 minutes and your bench player comes on, or he could even get 90 minutes because if he plays that means he's fit enough. I wasn't too bothered about the injury news at first because I thought it's a good opportunity to play Bailey against Forest away, but then I realised that he's been declared doubtful as well. Either way, if I get unlucky and Mitrovic doesn't play, I've got either Bailey or Nico Williams coming in, and I do prefer to play one of them this game week along with Mitrovic going forward rather than having Solanke in my team. Another thing about that is that it uses a free transfer, which means that you're 1 down for blank game week 12, and you probably have to take a -4 anyway. Now for my 2 free transfers. The first one's going to be utilised on shifting Saka to Zaha. Arsenal have got a blank in game week 12 like I mentioned, and Zaha's 7 fixtures up until the World Cup are very easy. That includes Forest away in game week 16 as well. Not to mention it leaves £500,000 in the bank and 2 free transfers at my disposal. I can upgrade to Salah and Trent for Liverpool's fixture swing, and I can prepare for City's blank as well. Thanks for watching, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already so you don't miss any of these videos.